Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Blind
Pinterest
Challenge.
With summer around the corner, I'm kind of fancying something outdoorsy, maybe gardeny or something like that. So let's jump onto Pinterest and see what we can find. Right, so I've just put in outdoor crafts and we'll see what comes up. Look at this. It's obviously for kids. I would hope it's for kids. I could do this. I don't know whether I'm like super excited to do something like this. No, I'm not that excited about it. I'm kind of struggling with what to do. The problem is it's either like super hardcore kind of like furniture, which I don't really fancy doing, or they're just like really like kids crafty stuff. I want something in between. Something that I feel like I could do, but something that I actually want to do. Like I could make these garden balls. The f***'s a garden ball? No. I quite like this. The little kind of mason jar on a plank of wood with a hook. I think that would be pretty straightforward. And it would kind of redeem the last mason jar. Actually, I've done two now. The glow-in-the-dark one that didn't work at all. They just haven't worked very well. And the kind of wall-hanging ones that just, they look droopy. No, it doesn't look great. It's a bit sad. Yeah, I think we'll just stick at this one for now. All I'm gonna need is wood, a hook, jar string, some lights. I think that's pretty much it. Do I want to do something? Let's have a quick look. Screw it, we'll do this beaded wind chime. Even when it's not something that I particularly want, but there might be other people out there who would enjoy this kind of thing, so we'll give that a whirl as well. It seems pretty straightforward. Right, so we're going to go for the beaded wind chime, and we're going to go for the hanging mason jar fairy light things, and I think they're both pretty straightforward. I don't think I can possibly f these up, so, well, I say I can't f these up, I definitely can. Hopefully I won't. Just give us a few weeks, source all the materials, and then I'll meet you back here. Right, okay, I'm back. And I'm pretty sure I've got everything that I need to finish these two things that we decided on. And I thought the first one we'll start with is the beaded wind chime. Right, so I managed to get a stick and cut it to size. The only thing is, their kind of stick on their picture, it's kind of rounded on both ends. And I don't know how that's possible. I don't know, it must be magic. Yeah, so mine's kind of flat on both sides because unless it's driftwood maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I've got my stick and I'm just going to drill 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to drill 5 holes into it. Alright, there we go. And yes, I didn't measure them, so hopefully it'll turn out okay. Right, I think the next step, I will do the kind of end bits where they've kind of wrapped string round. I was actually looking at it too. You could probably use elastic bands for it, but I didn't think ahead. And I don't have any kind of different coloured elastic bands, so I'm just going to wrap some wool around and then create the kind of thingy, and then we can do kind of the bit that hangs down. Oh, also I forgot to say, if you haven't already, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It helps out the channel a lot. I think I'm going to aim for kind of the 1,000 subscriber threshold for the end of the year. So I'd really appreciate it if you did subscribe and kind of help me get there. Right, so yeah. String. So I'm just going to use loads of kind of different coloured yarn, wool, whatever you want to call it, wrap it around the edge, tie them in knots, and then kind of do the loop bit. They don't do the kind of same colours on each side, like the same pattern, so I can kind of do it however I want, which is nice. Yeah, and what I've done is I've just kind of tied the end of the next colour onto the other one, and then just kind of snip the excess off, and then you just kind of carry on. I think that makes sense. Right, and what I'm going to do, once I get to kind of the end bit, which I'm at now, is I'm going to take kind of the colour I want as the hanging part, and I think I'm just going to attach it to this, like I did with kind of the previous ones. And then that way I can attach it like this and then figure out how much I want it to hang by. Probably one about that much, and then I'm just gonna wrap it around. Hopefully that makes sense to you. It's kind of quite fiddly, and it's taken us a lot longer than I thought it was going to take just to wrap this bit of bloody string around the stick. I'm such an arse. Because obviously I didn't secure it, it's just unraveling. So I'm gonna have to get some glue and support it, because otherwise, as soon as I hang this up, it'll all just unravel. What am I thinking? I swear, I worry about myself sometimes. I'm just gonna ravel this back up and then stick it down. Okay, that seems to be supported enough. I think. I'm just going to do a bit extra just in case I don't trust myself. Right, okay, so that's kind of supported now, and I feel like it'll stay. And now I need to thread the kind of beaded part. Yeah, like, I just feel like I've zoned out for maybe like 20 minutes while I've been doing that. It took us a lot longer than I thought. And I made it far more complicated than it should have been. And if you're going to do this, I would definitely recommend just using some elastic bands, because that would have been so much easier. Anyway, let's get onto this part, and I'm going to use some fishing wire because A, I already had some, and B, I think it'll be stronger. I'm not sure why I decided on fishing line, to be fair. I think it'll be easier to thread through these kind of bits though. And I'm going to support the top with a bead like they've done. And the only thing about this fishing wire is I hope with the weight of kind of the beads and stuff, it straightens out and it's not all kind of curly, because that would be a disaster if that happened. Hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, and looking at this, you think it's like quite a simple, easy project. There's still a lot of work involved in it. It's not a quick one by any means. The jars are probably just going to be quicker than this. Right, okay, so I've got my beads across the top to secure it. And now I've just got the long process of adding all my beads to kind of the string bits coming down, and I've got a selection of kind of regular pony beads, these glass beads, and I bought these beads off Amazon, and they're kind of similar to what they have on there, and that'll kind of do. I didn't realise they've got shells on there and stuff. They do have shells. I didn't get any shells. Never mind. Yeah, this is just going to take me a very long time to thread all of these, so fantastic. I'm going to cut them a bit shorter so I don't have to do as much. I don't know whether I should cue some fast forward normal music or whether I'll do a suspenseful kind of edit. I don't know. And I've also got some bells to add to the bottom, which I'll do that now. So you want to leave yourself some space. I bought some bells online, and they were quite cheap, so I thought they were going to be quite small like they are in the picture, but they're absolutely massive. So it's not kind of ideal, but it's still a bell and it still works, so it'll be fine. And also, the kind of threading part that I thought was going to be kind of tedious and horrible, I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's been quite therapeutic. I've just been sat here, zoned out. I feel kind of like you know, like when you see an old lady and they're just kind of knitting away, enjoying life, you know? It's kind of what I felt like. And I've really enjoyed it. Just going to get myself a pair of pliers because this bit's a bit fiddly, I can't do it. Yeah, that's one thing with the fishing wire is it makes it a little bit harder because obviously it's stiffer to kind of thread through. Bollocks! Especially when your hands are slippy. I can't get this bell on to save my life. Oh my god. It's on, but I wanted to get a double knot just in case. A single knot's just gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to be very careful with it because I can't do it. I can't. Right, now move on to all the others. I think that was the biggest challenge of the entire thing, putting a bell on. Right, I'm gonna do the other 5 off camera because this is taking us forever. It's gonna take us forever to edit. So I'll do it off camera and I'll meet you back in like hours once I've finished this. Right, okay, I'm back and I've finished kind of the full thing, and it didn't take as long after I'd done the first one. Maybe it's because I got used to it. So kind of getting the bells on, I just needed to give myself a little bit more room. And I've kind of tidied things up, and it wasn't too bad to make. It was still a little bit frustrating, but it wasn't too bad. I wouldn't want to make it again. So we've got expectation, reality, and I don't hate it. I think that's all I can really say. I just don't hate it. And that's the best compliment you're gonna get out of us, because, I don't know. I think if I was to do it again, I would have used elastic bands for this part. I would have used thread instead of fishing wire for this part. I'd have bought smaller bells, and I'd have had a bit more of a selection of beads because it just kind of seems a bit matchy, and maybe space them out a little bit more. But it's not awful, but it's not fantastic either. But how much did I spend on this masterpiece? Oh my god. Oof. Oh, I spent a fortune. Okay, so I spent £20.50, and that's just on beads and bells. I didn't realise how much I paid for these. These cost me just under 14 quid for this little packet of beads. But I do have like plenty left over, and I have more bells left over. And obviously the stick was free, I just got it from outside. I already had these 2 lots of beads from when I did this sun catcher. And I already had all the wool. Oh, £20, how much? £20.50. Oh, it's a lot more than I thought I was going to spend. Okay, so that's that one. I wonder why I'm always skint. Right, now, since we've done that one, I'll hang it up in the studio. We'll find a place for it since I spent so long and so much money making it. Where shall we put it? Added a new place for it. Lovely. I can see that falling down one of these days. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, which is the mason jar things, and this is going to be way more straightforward. I hope. I really hope. Right, so for this one, I've made some questionable decisions on how I'm going to make it, which I already think that I've made like poor choices. For the wood, I decided that I would buy some cedar barbecue grill planks. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It was just a piece of wood and I thought it looked okay, but now that they're here, they're a bit thin and they're a bit light. But you know what? It's fine. We'll make it work. We will make it work. And I got 4 in a pack and I only need 2. Oh yeah, they're very light and thin. Oh, they smell nice. And because obviously they're thin, I can't screw the hooks in because I don't have any screws that small. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue them on and hope for the best. And another questionable choice I made is I couldn't find like a hook similar to what they've used, so I bought these, and I know straight away that they aren't going to hang kind of far enough off the plank because the hook's so close to it. So I think they're just going to kind of rest and droop on the plank of wood. But anyway, I'm going to make this work and it's going to look really good. It's not going to look exactly like what they've got on Pinterest, but it's going to look okay. So I'm just going to glue these hooks on. Right now, oh shit, I've stuck that upside down. Oh, that was close. I thought I was looking at it, I was like, doesn't look right. Yeah, I stuck it upside down. And now I've got glue all over it. Right, where they stick, I'm going to work on the jars. And I'm just using the old jars that I had from the past 2 failed attempts. It just looks like they've attached a kind of piece of twine around it, tied it in a bow, and then attached more twine onto it, so there's nothing actually stuck to the jar. Okay, that bit was easy. Okay. Right, so they're nice and strong. Yep. Right, I bought some lights online, and if you saw my other episode where I made that wooden tree thing that was up here for quite a while, I bought some lights that were just kind of, there's too much wire and too much kind of light. So I bought some that were a little bit more subtle. So I'm hoping this will work better for this. However, I'm just looking at their jars and I can't see where their kind of little battery pack is. Unless it might be hidden in the lid. Oh, it could be hidden in the lid. I think you just kind of stuff them in. I don't think there's any kind of way. Actually, what I might do is put a bit of sellotape on the top, and then at least it's kind of hidden a little bit. But if I don't like it, I can always take it off, and then it's not kind of a permanent solution. I'll go get some sellotape. It's struggling to close because the thing's on, but that's okay. You can just leave it like that. Can you see that well? I'm not sure. I might take them down into into a darker space so you can see them. Yeah, I'll put what they look like kind of on the screen now in a darker space, and hopefully they look alright. Obviously I don't know because I haven't tested that out yet. Right, okay, so they're both done. Now we just need to hang these on these boards. You go too far down. Yeah, it needs to be shorter. One sec. How am I going to fix this? I'm just going to tie it into a knot. Screw it. Okay, so we have expectation. Reality. No. No. I don't think I like them. I don't like the wood that they're on. I don't like the hook. I don't think the jars particularly work well. I think the lights work well inside. And I think that's literally the only redeeming quality of this. But I'll tell you how much I spent. That'll be depressing. Okay, so I spent £23.50, which to be fair, isn't too bad, surprisingly. And for that, all I bought was the wood planks, the fairy lights, and the hooks. And everything else I had myself. But I might find a space in the studio to hang them up eventually at some point. I think I prefer the wind chime to this jar thing, but quite frankly, I don't particularly love either of them. I think I'm being catfished by DIY projects. That's what I feel like is happening. But I do think I could have done both of these a lot better now that I've kind of tried them. I think the results just come down to poor choices on my behalf. It's as simple as that. I don't think it has anything to do with skill. It just has to do with the way I think and just the way I buy things. It was just all wrong, all wrong. But yeah, I think I did what I was supposed to do. I just didn't think I did it particularly well. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. Was this kind of passable or was it just not? And you can be as brutally honest as you want, I really don't mind, I'm not sensitive. And if you find anything on Pinterest or anywhere else that you want to see me kind of attempt on the channel, DIY, craft-wise, then feel free to let me know in the comments below. And I do try my best with them, I don't intentionally screw up. I do really, really try hard. I don't want to admit it, but I try really hard to make it work. It just doesn't happen all the time. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video and enjoyed the fact that I did really tried really hard, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!